But it was so solid looking, I just thought it was a real man.
When Ryan actually mentioned it to me, I began to think, you know, that there was something more to it than I'd actually wanted to believe. And it wasn't until something happened to me, and then that was it, you know, there wasn't any doubt in my mind then. It was terrifying. It really, probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. For a brief second, I really thought I was going to die.
As Chris left his teenage years, the family say the presence began to fade away. To this day, what happened in their home remains a mystery.
It's got better. I won't say it's gone away, but as better than what it used to be.
It's 75% better now. My only concern is that Ryan's now coming up towards the age of puberty, and I do wonder that if the same thing that haunted Chris is actually going to start up again with Ryan.
Land's End, remote and desolate. This wild coast is littered with wrecks and lost souls. Many bodies have been washed up on these shores. The first and last inn. It has stood at Land's End since 1620.
We moved into the pub about 4 months ago, and we was really excited because it's been an ambition, and it was just such a nice flat. Just looking out of our windows, the views are amazing. I was really grateful to be given this opportunity. Various people told us a few things that the place was haunted, and automatically I thought, oh no, but it would never put us off working here. After we'd been here about 3 weeks, I experienced something that really confirmed it, and it's made me believe that there's something definitely up there. I was fine. I was really busy. I was doing loads of washing. I think I'd done about 8 loads that day. I couldn't believe what I'd just seen. That's the only time I've seen the lady, but I feel her presence a lot. But now I've seen her, it's confirmed it, that she's up there.
Laura is not the only one who believes there is something sinister about the pub.
I've been a maintenance worker on the site for 26 years, and I've never known anyone to live upstairs and not be haunted. And they often find out the hard way. It's a very scary place.
Laura feels her experiences have been tame compared to those reported by previous tenants. Maybe because she never enters the largest bedroom. Neil and Lynn Forster lived in the pub before her, and they did.
We were both really excited. It was like first day of the rest of our lives sort of feeling.
The whole atmosphere of the place just seemed very welcoming. It felt like home the minute we walked in.
The first room we walked into was beautiful. It was just bathed in sunlight, and the sun was streaming in. It felt warm, it felt inviting. And as we went down the little corridor to the other room to have a look at, that was awful. I felt really, it was a lovely room, but I felt very uncomfortable from the minute I walked through the door.
Neil persuaded Lynn to move into the largest bedroom, a decision he says he will always regret.
The first 3 nights that we were in the room were bearable, but then on the 4th night, well, that just changed everything, and that was probably the most terrifying night of my life. I feel quite uneasy now actually talking about it. My hands have gone cold. I felt as though my arms and my legs were strapped down. Couldn't move them at all. I was freezing, absolutely freezing cold. There was nobody about. I was on my own completely. I could see the shoreline in the distance. As I was almost wrestling to try and get free, there was this woman stood, just watching, just waiting for me to die. I really believe that if Neil hadn't put the lights on, I could well have died that night, because I don't see how else anybody was going to get me out.
Lynn and Neil never slept in the largest bedroom again. Later they were told by locals about Annie George, who ran the pub in the early 1800s and was involved with a gang of smugglers.
The man that owned the First and Last Inn and was Annie's landlord was also the head of the smuggling ring, and they had a falling out over the profits over a cargo. And she turned him into the authorities, and he stood trial in court and was jailed for a very long time.
By turning him in, Annie had effectively signed her own death warrant, and the locals exacted a gruesome revenge.
For Annie, of course, this must have been an absolutely agonising death.